Welcome back to Your Day on this Wellness Wednesday. It's been 2 years dealing with a new normal, and I think it's safe to say many of us are tired of this new normal. Psychiatrist Dr. Victoria Kelly joins us this morning with how to keep our sanity in the age of ongoing new normal. I can't believe it. March here will be 2 years. And I think we're all kind of burnt out on being burnt out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, as everybody starts, with the New Year's resolutions and everything, it takes on an extra layer of importance with figuring out how you want to navigate this new normal, this new phase of life that we're all living through right now. And if you look at it, we've gone through 2 years of this, so nothing's new at this point. But nearly 80% of the workforce is experiencing some form of burnout, and that is it's absolutely something that needs to be addressed, both individual and on a bigger level too.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to navigate this this storm that we've been in for a couple of years. We're all navigating it together, but differently.
Yeah, and so there's this saying that had gone around the internet, says essentially that we're all in the same storm, but we have different boats. Right, which I think is a really nice metaphor with what's going on. And for example, a storm can't rage forever. We know that this is going to change and calm down and reach some level in our lives of something that we can more easily handle. So I came up with an acronym to help us all sail through this new phase for this new normal of dealing with, living with COVID, as it probably shifts from a pandemic to an endemic, meaning something that we're going to probably be living with for a long period of time.
Yeah, well, a way to manage this a little bit better than being, afraid all the time and freaked out and anxious. So, SAIL, what does the S stand for?
So S stands for sanity. And so number one priority is your health and wellness, being able to maintain your health and wellness through this time. So that means self-care. Are you doing what you need to do to protect yourself? One of the things with burnout and compassion fatigue is this is priority number one. So things like mindfulness, being patient with yourself, be nice to yourself. We were all really nice to ourselves in the beginning when everything was brand new and everything was shut down. But now I think we kind of forgot that. And so just always reminder that we're all going through different journeys, and we need to take care of ourselves and our family and have that compassion.
The other thing we need to be able to do is adjust, and I think that is something that we have somewhat learned how to do as things have been changing quite a bit.
Yeah, I think adjustment is the name of the game here. And it's a process. And I think that's important to remember here. Adjustment is a process, and it's not linear. It's going to have times when it's easier, times when it's better. And then it looks different for every person and every family. And so you got to figure out what works for you, whether it's adjusting your work-life schedule, doing something different as a family routine, or putting new boundaries into place. We learned that a lot also through the several holiday seasons with dealing with COVID. So whatever kinds of things that has worked for you, if you want to adjust to maintain it on a longer term, now's the time to really make that known to your loved ones.
The I stands for identity. So we have, some decisions to make here.
Yeah, in the face of any kind of trauma, whether it is a school shooting, a pandemic, or a tragedy, you always want to think, who do I want to be? What do I want to be when this is all said and done? And so as you think about that again, so many of us are so busy, we just kind of go through life working without really thinking about that. So as you move forward with how do I live with the impact that COVID has had, what's our new normal going to be? I think a huge important piece is who do I want to be in that, and what am I doing to make that happen?
Yeah, and to truly make those decisions and go forward in the new year with that in mind. And then the L is live in reality.
Yeah, and this is probably the one that everybody fights the most. The reality is that to some extent it's here to stay. We have viruses like the influenza, RSV, that we live with that are endemic, and we found a way to live with this. And so at some point, we're going to have to figure out a way. We don't know everything about the science of this. We do know a lot, and it evolves. So to have some acknowledgement that we will do our best to make some plans, but things will change, and that is the reality. So as you sail into, figuring out what you want to do, to keep that in mind, to be able to be flexible so that when things come up, with the base of what you want to be, who you want to be, what you want to do for your family and preserve your sanity, what do you need to do to live in reality? Because that's the point of it. We want to be able to grow and thrive despite COVID.
Yeah, I think everybody's tired of putting everything on hold and pushing things off, and we need to figure out how we could still live and manage this, and every day, as it's been 2 years, not going away totally, but we could figure out a way to make it work.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to keep sailing on here throughout the year. You bet. Take care.